And welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Power went out right now in the studio. I think it was an MLB blackout rule. The MLB blackout rule applying to this post-game show. Apparently, Rob Manfred, you can send your complaints to MLB on that one. But let's get back into the action. You guys are firing away. Sorry about that. It's actually never happened once on this show. I'm going to have to hit up the power company here in Santa Monica, see what's up here at DNHQ3. But here we go, guys. Doug bounced, LOL. He's so tired of this, too. No, man, I'm back at it, man. You know how I get down, guys. Ride or die for you guys. Matthew Thomas, when Doug is so upset, he just ends the stream. No, that was not the case. Let me be clear, man. I can take the heat. Trust me. Bring it. We're still pissed about this. Trust me. Let's get into it. You guys got me rolling here. This team seems lifeless in the dugout, no energy. We got New Mexico, Steve in the house replying, did I get kicked off? Can't take it. Oh, no way. Every the same thing. Bullpen sucks. Roberts has no idea how to manage the pen to begin with. It's the same complaint year after year. Did Rios kick you off, Dodger Glizzy? No, absolutely. Absolutely. He would never be able to – he'd be swinging and missing. He would never be getting a hit like that. Was probably Rios. Frustrating from DJ Jesse. Damn Doug getting hit with the soft band. Daniel Palma. What's up, bro? My man. By the way, go check out his work over at Dodgers Nation. An elite writer is Daniel Palma. Go follow him on Twitter, too. A big Laker fan as well. Francisco Aguilar. The issue is how the team is losing, questionable coaching, and the team is not playing with the same amount of heart as 2020. The bullpen has a meltdown once we are up and can't protect the lead. Austin Barnes instead of Ruiz is ridiculous. Big error, Doug. Back to AAA. Free agent, bullpen. Welcome back, D-Mac. What's up, guys? Hey, let's go Dodgers, man. We're going to get through this together. Fire Dave Roberts. Yeah, what percent? Let me know. Is there? So, yeah. Are you guys just completely off with Dave Roberts? Do you want to see a new manager? Do you think you want to get to the point where you're done with Dave Roberts? I mean, he definitely has his issues, and we're going to get into some of the mismanagement I feel with the lineup and some of the situations today. But let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on Dave Roberts. And I want to know from you guys, too, who deserves most of the blame for tonight's loss and the current slide that the Dodgers are on? Because the pitching staff, they haven't been at their best, but they've been battling out there and keeping the Dodgers in games. And you've seen them implode a couple different times, a couple bad outings. Clayton Kershaw was not sharp today and wasn't able to get it done. Walker Buehler against the Reds didn't pitch well. You saw Jimmy Nelson falter against the Padres. But for the most part, I think that you got to put the blame on this Dodgers offense. The last 2 weeks, this Dodgers offense, 18th in hits with 101, 17th in home runs with 15, 21st in OPS at 687, 8th most strikeouts in baseball with 136 strikeouts. You know, their run total is a little inflated because of that 16-run game, a little over 4 runs per game. But look, I mean, before that, barely 3 runs per game. So it's just not getting it done. The pitching staff, a 3.13. That's the 4th lowest ERA in the bigs during that stretch. 6th lowest batting average at 2.15, 10th in walks. But bottom line is they're just not able to consistently muster up enough offense. And, yeah, we're going to get into that in a second, but you guys are already firing away. Who deserves most of the blame? Everyone's talking about Edwin Rios. And Edwin Rios, there's no question about it. Edwin Rios is struggling mightily. There is no question about that. He is definitely going through it in the worst way. But guess what? Edwin Rios is not really the Dodgers' problem. Did he have any business in there today? Absolutely not. His bag should be packed, even if you're not saying him down yet. Look, I mean, you're really not only you're putting him in a situation where this could really end his career. I mean, really, a slump like this can be devastating to a player's career where you haven't established yourself at the big league level. You haven't made it in the show, and for you to go to a funk like this again, and just keep throwing a guy out there, it really is going to wear on his confidence, and I think that you're really putting him in a tough spot at this point. And I think that you got to do what's right for him and the team, which you have guys that are capable out there. And look, if Edwin Rios is in a game over Matt Beatty, you just can't have that in that situation. It just you need to find a way to shuffle the lineup around accordingly to make sure your best hitters are in the game. And yeah, it's just not what needs to happen at this time. But here we go. We got why is Beatty and Ruiz not starting? Why is Rio still in the MLB? John Pierce over on Facebook. It's the coaching. Can't read that part. The only team in Major League Baseball that will not bunt and force the run home. No Dave Roberts. Don't say that word. Okay, this is getting a little explicit here, John, but I get your point here. Not happy with Dave Roberts. Rather call up pitchers to be pinch hitters with no outs and runners on third. Yeah, I mean, look, it was an absolute. It really just was not. It was just not ideal what went down late in that game. I mean, now they're 17-14 this season, 4-12 in their last 16 games. I mean, is the sky falling? I wouldn't say quite yet, because this team is not fully functional. Look, it's May the 4th, the Death Star, as we thought it was, isn't fully operational. But look, I'm not going to put too much weight in in Cody Bellinger coming back, but Zach McKinstry, he's the guy that can be a spark in this lineup. But really, you got to look at the top of this Dodgers. Lineup. I mean, if you look at last 2 weeks, just look up and down here. Mookie Betts hitting .263. That's just not getting it done right now. 17 strikeouts for Mookie Betts. Corey Seager, let me change it up. Last 2 weeks, Mookie Betts hitting .229 in the last 2 weeks with 11 strikeouts. Corey Seager over the last 2 weeks hitting .200, OPSing .613, has a home run and no doubles and 2 triples. So that was the two-headed monster that was getting it done all season last year in 60 games, but they just haven't looked apart thus far. We just kind of have to be honest about it at this point. Mookie Betts hitting .229 over the last 15, over his last 11 games. Corey Seager hitting .200 over his last 12 games. And you look, even Justin Turner, it was nice to see him start to get it going here. He had slid a little bit, but he's doing his thing, but you want to see a little more slugging out of JT towards that part of the lineup. But look, it's just not happening right now with the bats, and they have to find a way to get it going. Now, you got guys struggling throughout Major League Baseball, but you got to really find a way to put a spark in this lineup. And when you got a guy like Matt Beatty, who's hot, who's feeling it, a guy who just had a 7 RBI game, who went 4 for 6, a guy who was 8 for 16 since he's been back, and he's not seeing the field like he should. I don't know what they have against Matt Beatty. All this guy does, if you give him opportunities, is put his bat on the baseball and register base hits. But Dodgers pen sucks from Bruce Davis. Rios MVP season. Roberts puts in rookie pitcher to close it out. That's smart of Roberts. Do we need Tequila back? We got 50% offense, 40% bullpen, 5% Friedman, 5% Roberts. That's your blame pie right there. Give me your blame pie. Diane Schroeder, where the hell was Matt Beatty today benched? Yeah, a lot of you guys are not happy about the hitman not hitting as many times as he should have today. Dave Fraudberts. I like that. It's clever. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I respect the cleverness of it. Offense, 100%. It has been the biggest problem during this skid. And it's not just, look, I mean, they have base runners. I mean, today, 6 left on base in game 1 today, 8 left on base in game 2, 14 total, and they just weren't getting hits when they needed to. We'll get into the game itself in just a couple seconds here, but fire the hitting coaches. Yeah, where's Chili Davis? He's available. No. We need to trade for Chris Bryant, SCR over on Periscope. Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know about trading for Chris Bryant right now. I mean, look, he's a guy that I think that they're gonna get some nice chips for him. If they weren't gonna trade for him, they probably should have done it in the offseason when you could have gotten him for pennies on the dollar. Now, I mean, can you imagine what his stock is right now? Now, he doesn't have any team control after this year. He's gonna be a free agent, so there's that. But look, I mean, I think that you gotta look. Max Muncy has been struggling. I mean, Max Muncy has hit 177, a little over 177, 178. Dating back to last year to this season. So he's been sub 200. You guys call it the Rios line, not the Mendoza line anymore, for, 90 games. 90 games. He hasn't played all 90, but for a long stretch here. And you saw that bat speeds really slowed down for Max Muncy. It was nice to see him get a hold of one today, and hopefully he can get going. I'm really hoping that the light switch turns on for him, but it just hasn't been he hasn't been the guy that the Dodgers needed in that part of the order, a guy that can go up there and get base hits. The on-base percentage is nice. It is what it is. It's respectable, right? It's one of the tops in the league, and we know that he can draw his walks, but we need him to hit in that part of the order. We need him to slug, and we need him to hit home runs like he did today when he tied things up off Craig Kimbrell, which was I thought it was going to be a big win for the Dodgers, but in his last 12 games, Max Muncy, the home run today was great. He's hitting 59. He's hitting 59 for Max Muncy in his last 12 games. He's 2 for his last 34. Now, the on-base percentage in that stretch, 385. the OPS 443. He's slugging 59. If you're going to be in that spot, you have to slug, and you have to find a way to put the ball in play, and he's just not getting it done. So, Doug, you should be manager. Anson Chen, hey, man, we probably might not even lose a game. I'm just saying. But baseball is the sport of, look, man, like Tommy Lasorda said, you know the quote, even great teams lose 1/3 of their games. It's just the nature of the beast, but it's the way the Dodgers are losing right now. Here we go. By the way, if you could pick anyone to be the Dodgers manager right now, who would it be? I'm really interested to get those down below in the comment section. Anthony Kershaw needs to retire. Look, before today, save for that Colorado outing, he was putting up great outings after great outings. He was giving you quality starts. You saw he was the stopper, gave you 7 scoreless, 8 punch-outs when the Dodgers needed with the Reds. And just, look, man, these one-game winning streaks aren't getting it done for LA right now. I thought they were going to put one together tonight. Unfortunately, wasn't the case. They weren't able to get it done late. Now I believe they're 1-5 or 1-4 in extra innings games now. But we got Roach, my man Roach, in the building here. Got to give you a let's go Dodgers. Can Elon Musk send Rios to Mars? Man, you got to gotta get that one for that one, man. It's possible, man. It's possible. You got people send him to the moon. We got to imagine if they had the desire, effort, and attention to detail like SD. Like SD, I mean, I don't know if I would compare him to San Diego right now, but I can manage better than the Dodgers. Rios batting 89. Wow, Beatty over Rios killed us. What the hell? After a game with 7 RBIs, Beatty didn't have a plate appearances. We saw they were kind of mixing up right there. Roberts hates Beatty. 5% more like 50%. That's your blame for Dave Roberts. Do not re-sign Seager. Drew, over there. We got my man Kevin. Dodgers, give me $2. Fire Dave. I got it. Fire Roberts. He's a damn fraud. I guess you want to use that $2 towards a new manager. I'm guessing Kevin Rios there. Man, you gotta finish him. Roberts hates Beatty. Corey can walk. Yeah, a lot of things are changing as far as the morale and the demeanor of towards certain players and how we feel about re-signing guys. Look, I think that's still a long season, and to me, wins and losses is one thing when it comes to being a long season, but as far as averages and productivity for a player, I mean, look, it could be worse. I mean, it's not like, come on, man. It's not like Corey Seager's name is Francisco Lindor, okay? I mean, that's rock bottom right there. No, but look, man, you can turn things around in a season and Corey Seager's, look, he's had big hits this year. Home run against San Diego. You've seen the slugging, but it's just not enough. It's not what I thought we would see coming off that when he was just absolutely scorching his way through the postseason. He was just raking. He was on fire. We got Rios needs to be on team trash. Bauer is opting out. Interesting take right there. We got Muncy always thinking about don't like that one. LOL. These comments are ridiculous. Hey, my man Greedy, this is the Wild Wild West, man. This is how we get down here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. There's zero filter. If you want to call a radio show where they're screening your calls and this and that, you can do that. But here you're going to get your takes heard even if they're not popular and even if I disagree with them. And that's the beauty, I think, of this show, man. You guys, I'm the man of the fan. You guys get it out if you need to. And if we want to debate about it, we can do that too, though. This feels worse than the 16 losses out of 17 back in 2017, Ethan. Yeah, I mean, that was a little different situation. I mean, back then, the Dodgers, they were 91-36 through basically 5 months of play, and then they lose those 2 straight in July, and they went on a big run. They won like 25 out of 30 games, and then they went on a 1-16 slide. So that team was a roller coaster as far as peaks and valleys. They found a way to win, make it to the World Series. You saw clutch hits. You saw Justin Turner's bomb in the NLCS, and they really should have won the World Series if it wasn't for the Trastros. But we got Kevin, great show. Watch all the time here in Mexico. My man Kevin V. You get a Let's Go Dodgers for that. Thanks, man. Share your thoughts, Dodgers Nation. We got JT. We got this team has no personality. Dodgers glitzy. Interesting. I think that, look, I mean, it's tough to show personality when you're losing because when you're winning, they're patting on their head. They're doing all kinds of celebrations. It's different. When you're losing, you don't see that much. But I tend to agree with you. I mean, look, but I'm not worried as much. Burn the boat, get a yacht from Roach. Yeah, man, burn the boat. I love that quote. Chase Utley for manager. Bob Guerin for Matthew Thomas. Why don't we call up Omar Estevez? That dude's always looks looks good during spring at the very least. He definitely does, but I don't think they're going to make any rash signings like that. Um, um, call-ups like that. But look, I think Carrillo will probably be the next guy you see. Maybe even Andre Jackson. You saw they announced that Josiah Gray is going to be the starter for OKC. You saw Bobby Miller. He pitched well in his debut tonight. So there's definitely reinforcements on the way. And look, Vesia, he did okay today. Jimmy Nelson is starting to get more comfortable in that role. Blake Trinan, he really worked his way out of a jam. And they just need to get guys healthy. Brusdar Graterol looks like they dodged a bullet with Brusdar Graterol as far as the MRI not showing anything for his forearm tightness. But no Bob Guerin. He's the same. Patience, Dodgers Nation. It's only May. Hannibal Hector, our world champion Dodgers are just not playing well right now, period. They look mentally tired. That's from Sacking's Dodger fan over on Periscope. Trade Rios for a bag of peanuts. Hey, man. Robert sucks again. Richard, Chase Utley. A lot of people want Chase Utley. Hey, man, replace a UCLA guy with another UCLA guy. Who knows? Rios needs to be sent back down. Andre Ethier, Utley for manager. Dodgers. Man, you know what's crazy? Didn't Chase Utley – you guys might want to look this one up, but I think Chase Utley went through – I think it was like 2008. Utley went through one of the worst slumps in MLB history at the time. He was really going through it that year, too. Just kind of comes to mind. We're talking about slumps. Bobby Miller can be our young, fat guy from the Padres. That's just really random. Hershiser for manager, Mike May. I don't know. I don't know about Hershiser. I love him in the booth. I don't know if I as a manager, you got to really – I don't know. He seems like just such a nice guy, but he's the Bulldog. So, hey, man. I'm still good with Roberts for now. Honestly, the grass isn't always greener. You just got to water the grass, or as they say, right? And you got to find a way to get healthy. And, let's get into this game a little bit. We need Bellinger back from G. Hernandez. Yeah, Bellinger back is going to be big, but it's not going to solve all of our problems. It's like, putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, okay? It's going to be nice to have Belly back, and if he can start hitting like the Belly that we know he can be and start raking kind of like 2019 or towards the first 3 quarters of 2019, then that's a different story. But defensively, he's going to help them. Chris Taylor, that he's a great defender in his own right. Would he have made that catch today out in center field? I think it's possible. Just release Rios from Adam. What do you think needs to change? DMAC W. It's interesting. All you guys are riding hard on Edwin Rios. And I agree, Edwin Rios is definitely slumping. He's Edwin Frios. No question about it. But did Edwin Rios expect to get this many at-bats, to get this much playing time? I feel like if you want to spread that around, you got to show something towards Corey Seager, even Mookie Betts. Considering the role they have on this team, I think that, look, you can't let those guys get off easy. Max Muncy. Down the order. There's Gavin Lux. You want to talk about Gavin? Really, Gavin Lux has gotten a better opportunity than Edwin Rios has, and has Gavin Lux made the most of his opportunity? No, he has not. So, look, Edwin Rios, it's popular to, drag Edwin Rios and kind of dance on his grave and kind of just, use him as the punching bag. But, hey, man, I'm telling you, the blame pie goes around. I gave you those averages earlier, and bottom line, they're just not getting it done. Last year, they were second in runners in scoring position. This year, they're 8th. You're not seeing that same level of clutch hitting, and that's really why the Dodgers are it's really razor thin. With a lot of these one-run games, I gave you the stat earlier, Dodgers now 8 of 12, and their 8 of their last 12 losses have been by 1 run. So, look, this could this could be a whole different narrative. It could be like, wow, the Dodgers, they're escaping and they're winning these games tight despite having all these injuries and losing guys like Dustin May and Corey Knebel and a lot of these pieces. You got David Price still out with a hamstring. You got Zach McKinstry out. That could be the narrative, but unfortunately, guys that needed to step up during this stretch are not stepping up, and unfortunately, that's what's really hurting the Dodgers. Is what's really hurting the Dodgers during this stretch, and why they have fallen to where they have. But good news is, let's get into this game a little bit. Here. And 1 second here. All right, we got Bellinger could come back strong, like how Wong has come back for the Brewers. It's only May, it's only June, it's only July. Hey, man, Dodger Nation has ties to ESPN LA. That's why no Dave criticism. I have just criticized Dave Roberts for his – look, I didn't like a lot of things he did tonight. I didn't like the pinch hitters. I didn't like the way look, you got Austin Barnes right there. If Keibert Ruiz is a pinch hitter, right, bring him up in that situation. He just hit a home run from the left side earlier. Austin Barnes, he's like a career 200 pinch hitter, okay? I mean, you can't expect success from Austin Barnes in that situation. But Kike Hernandez, we got a bunch of chokers. We got send Rios, Lux, and Noisy back down. What's up with Mookie from Adam818 Lakers? Look, I mean, Mookie hit a double today. He was 2 for 4 in the first game. But in the last month or so, he got the back was bothering him. He missed 4 games because of that. He got hit in the forearm. So, look, he has been banged up. Is it an issue? I'm not sure it is. But it's definitely something to consider. But here we go. We got Imagine thinking Bellinger is going to solve your weak bullpen. Who said that? Oh, maybe responding to someone in the comments. I get it. But look, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just not happening from top to bottom. Look, Gavin Lux. When we talk about Edwin Rios, Gavin Lux. He got some infield hits. He got some grounders. He's 5 for his last 28, hitting a $179. And his start is pretty much comparable to his start last season. Really not very much different. In fact, the difference between last season, he had 3 home runs, I believe, in that stretch. He had the ones against Arizona and the ones against Colorado. So, I mean, really, has he gotten better or really has he gotten worse? To me, it looks like Gavin Lux looks worse at the plate this year than he did last year at this point. What trades should we make? Still early for that. Got a lot of stuff coming for that. But let's get into this game a little bit. Can we talk about Serial Roach? Fine. If you want to drop some cereal takes, go for it. Still think frosted mini wheats are the GOAT. But the Dodgers need to step their game up. Doug, because he's claimed understanding. D-Mac, you're the GOAT. Thanks, Strike. You're the GOAT, man. Right back at you, my man. Mets fired hitting coach. Should Dodgers do the same? That's from Ryan. I wonder what kind of player would get when a Lux Rios trade package. I don't know if I would have that. That would take some balls to call another GM and try to say, hey, man, I got Edwin Rios. Try to dangle Edwin Rios at the moment for a trade chip. But we got Lux as a buzz from Don. We got all the Dodgers bats are cold except JT. There's other, look, AJ Pollock. They are, if you want to look at the Michelada half full, AJ Pollock 13 for his last 42, OPSing 998 with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs. Chris Taylor, he's 12 for his last 39, hitting 308. Justin Turner is actually 11 for his last 46, hitting 239. So really, Justin Turner has cooled off. He has the 2 home runs, but no doubles in that stretch, just 6 RBIs. So, I mean, then you got Max Muncy, you got Mookie Betts. He's 12 for his last 51. But let's get into this game because let's get some more takes in. I want to kind of get into this game recap action here so we can find out what went wrong, what went right. But top of the first, Mookie Betts, he doubled to left. Seager walked. Taylor grounded into a double play. Then Will Smith, he grounded to third. So perfect example right there. Mookie Betts did his job. Strokes a double, gets on base. Dodgers couldn't bring him home. I mean, even after that, Seager walked, Taylor grounded into that double play. I'm not so sure I liked Seager, Chris Taylor in the 3-hole. That's another issue I had. I don't want to see Chris Taylor there in the 3-hole. A guy, I think in that situation for tonight's slam, I'd much rather see AJ Pollock in that spot. Or if you even want to, what's in here? Here we go. Alberto, you're not a Dodgers fan, right? I feel so bad for our starting pitchers. Missed opportunity to trade Rios in the offseason. Texas, hate the Astros with the 2 S's. Yeah, man. We can just hate on the Astros if you guys won for the rest of the way. No. JT is cool, but is the best of the bunch. All are cold. All need to contribute. We got they need a guy's night out. I like that, Alex. Mix things up, man. Do what you got to do. Hit up Jabo from Major League. I mean, do whatever you got to do to kind of break the slump. But bottom of the first, and then bottom of the first, Trevor Bauer. Another issue with Bauer too. 90 pitches didn't go as deep as he would have liked to have gone in this game. I thought for sure Trevor Bauer was going to go 7 in this one. He got close, but unfortunately the pitch count got a little up there. He was laboring at times. You saw leadoff walks to start innings. And bottom of the first, he walked Jock Peterson, walked Chris Bryant. Then he struck out Rizzo with a nice 4-seamer at the top of the zone for the first out. Bodie flied to center for the second out. Bryant stole second, and then he struck out Hayward swinging. So nice heater away there for the third out, so he strikes out the side. And then in the top of the second, so Max Muncy strikes out looking. Pollock single to left. Rios grounds into a double play. another example there. They're getting base runners on, just not being able to cash in on these base runners and capitalize. And then the bottom of the second inning, Vargas walked, Sogard grounded to short for the first out. Walter struck out swinging on some high heat for the second out. And then Bauer punches out Thompson with a slider for the third out. So the strikeout numbers were nice early on. He ended up with 7 punch-outs on the night. But then in the top of the third, Lux grounded to short. Bauer struck out swinging. Betts popped to second. Nothing doing. Bottom of the third. So Peterson struck out swinging for the first out. Bryant doubled to left. Then Rizzo popped to third. Then Bodie grounded to first. So he was doing a great job. He's done a great job all season pitching with runners in scoring position, and he gets it done again there. Then the bottom of the fourth inning, first pitch to Hayward, and he goes deep for a home run, a little 91-mile-per-hour fastball. He left it in the heart of the plate, and he just took advantage of it. Hayward just goes deep on him. Then he walks Vargas. Sogard singled to right. Vargas advanced to third. Then Walter sacked to Bauer. A sacrifice to Bauer. Sogard advanced to second on the bunt. And then he struck out Duffy looking with a heater. And then he hits Jock Peterson, just barely grazed his toe there. They reviewed it. He still gets the HBP. And then he struck out Chris Bryant looking at a fastball. Fantastic location. Just painting right there for Trevor Bauer. But then the bottom of the fifth inning. So then Rizzo tripled to center. CT3 came close. So this was a play, unfortunately, they were fine. They didn't cost them. But Rizzo, he tripled to center. CT3 comes close to making that catch right there. Goes off the ivy. Rizzo gets his second triple of the year. Then Bodie flied to right. And he didn't run on Mookie right there. So he stayed at third. Then Bauer's day was done. So that was it for Trevor Bauer. Goes 90 pitches, just 51 for strikes. So he didn't have that command of the strike zone that we've seen from him all year. Tonight, Trevor Bauer, he ends up 9 for 22 on first pitch strikes. Had 22. He had 11 swings and misses. So we didn't get the big swing and misses today. He still battled out there, and you leave the game having just given up 1 home run. You're going to be okay with that, especially considering the year that Bauer's had. But he was done. In comes Vigon to face Hayward with 1 out. He gets a ground ball to Muncy at first, and he goes home to get Rizzo. Rizzo is going on contact there, and they get the second out. So nice execution on that play. It was nice to see the Dodgers defense come through with some nice execution. Muncy makes the right throw. They get Rizzo at the plate, and then he gets Vargas swinging with a slider for the third out. So give Victor Gonzalez credit. This Dodger bullpen came in, and Victor Gonzalez, he gets the strikeout, and then Blake Trinan comes in after that. And we're gonna get back into this comment section here. And we got poor Rios. Bauer's overrated from C. At least the Giants lost to the Rockies, okay? Doug, please, can we vent a little more? You can vent all you want, Isaac Flores, over on YouTube. But Seager isn't getting anywhere near $300 million if he continues this horrid defense. I don't think Seager's getting anywhere near $300 million. I don't think you could even use shortstops as comps, at this point, in my opinion. But, yo, Dougie Doug, Dougie Dog. Capital D from Pico Rivera loves you. Hey, Daniel Rios, what up, my man? Welcome to the show. An average to below average hitting. Is it any surprise that Kike's new team is in first? Come on, Scott. Come on, man. You really going to put that on Kike Hernandez? I don't know about that. Yeah. Trust me. These struggles right now, guys, let me tell you. I don't know who needs to hear this. These struggles right now have nothing to do with Kike Hernandez and Jock Peterson not being on the Dodgers. If we're being completely honest right here, it just doesn't have anything to do with that. I wish Jock Peterson well. He's struggling. Jock Peterson, he's hitting $132. Okay, so let's not act like this has anything. In fact, when Zach McKinstry's back, he's going to be a much better player in the long run than Kike Hernandez at the plate. And it's nothing to do with Kike Hernandez. I'm a fan of Kike Hernandez. I wish him well. But, look, he is what he is. He's hitting .234, OPSing .711, 4 home runs. He's pretty much the same player that he was. His last 7 games, he's 4 for his last 22. If he was out there starting, you guys would probably be complaining about Kike Hernandez, okay? You guys would be saying, call up Gavin Lux or something. He's being blocked or things like that. But I wanted to see Jock Peterson hit better tonight. That's from Tim. Send Rios on the 8 a.m. flight to Oklahoma from Chicago. That's from Ari over on YouTube. Seager defense, what the heck is wrong with him? Yeah, if you look at some of his if you look at, go to FanGraphs, look at his his advanced defensive metrics, they're not really good. I mean, they're actually probably a little worse last year, believe it or not. But look, I mean, glove side range and the backhand today kind of hit the heel of the glove, and even the throw there late. I mean, he doesn't have a cannon. It's nothing against Corey Seager. I know he has a lot of pride, and he wants to be a shortstop. And if you're a shortstop, that's a more premium position. So I think if you're Corey Seager, you go into this year, your platform season, and you play well at the shortstop position, that's a much different conversation in the negotiations, in the bargaining table when you're coming as a shortstop. Now, is he a third baseman? Is he a first baseman? Will he DH when the National League goes to the DH role inevitably, probably next season? I heard the CBA talks are actually going pretty well compared to what they thought it would be like at least the early stages. I'm not so sure. So we'll see what his future is, but he just needs to get it going. I mean, this offense really runs when Mookie Betts and Corey Seager are at their best. You saw the records last year. When they're having success, this team has success. And right now, Mookie, for over the last 2 to 3 weeks, Mookie Betts and Corey Seager have collectively not been the players that they're capable of being. They have not played like all-star. If the all-star, if you really pick the all-star team for the last month or so, Mookie Betts and Corey Seager would not be all-stars right now. I mean, that's just the facts of the matter. So they need to get it going. They will get it going. I'm confident that they will. But top of the sixth inning, bottom of the sixth inning, it is a big thing. I mean, you got to give some love to Blake Trinan, who's out there battling. But I want to get some more of your comments here before. If you're late to the show, we had a little power outage earlier. If you're welcome back, thanks. It's the MLB blackout rule. Guess they blacked out my show for a second, but we are back, and thanks for rocking with us here, guys. I know it's a tough stretch. Hopefully, we've hit rock bottom. That's all I can say as far as right now, but time for a new hitting coach to demote Rios to AAA. Yeah, if you were the Dodgers right now, what would be the first thing you would do to fix the Dodgers from their slump? I'm really interested to get your takes on this. What would be the first thing that you would do? Question, will they finish in first, Tim? I'm still confident right now the Dodgers will finish in first place. I'm actually excited to see Tony Gonsolin, 2-3 weeks from now, pretty much at 75 pitches, get up there, he's doing mound work. Like, hopefully he can pick up where he left off. He had 43 innings last year as a starter, and he was a great starter. He had like an ERA plus of like 180 something, I think, something like in that territory. So excited for that. Look, I mean, I've told you the key for Clayton Kershaw is, of course, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's the feel for that slider. He was hanging sliders early today. He didn't have the feel. Maybe it was the conditions. I'm not so sure. But he's not a guy that's going to beat you 10 different ways if that slider pitch isn't working. Yes, he has the curveball that he can go to if he's got it that day and get you ground ball outs, get you swings and misses. But he needs pinpoint command of that four seam, and he needs that to open up that slider. He didn't have it today, but I'm confident that this was just a little clunker for Kershaw. He just didn't look right today. He just didn't look right early on today. Unfortunately, it was the shortest outing of his career. I think just 39 pitches for Kershaw today. Give the whole team steroid. Roach, man. I gotta hit you with one of these. Give the whole team steroid era is over. Hopefully, man. We're in the pine tar. Sticky icky era, launch angle era, strike you out a lot era. Okay. Just juice the ball again, if anything, right? Anyone not performing sits down. I don't care who it is. Bunt and hit and run small ball. That's from my man Craig Osterberg over on YouTube. Yeah, like what I was saying earlier. I mean, you got to find a way to manufacture runs, especially when you're not having success playing the style of baseball you want to play with slugging, finding gaps, hitting doubles, hitting home runs. This whole feast or famine when it comes to live by the home run, die by the home run. Robert Suggs, Sal Gonzalez, moved Keibert Ruiz at shortstop to get him in the lineup. Interesting. That's a crazy hot take from Wilson. Look, I was thinking of some of my dream lineups. Really, this is my dream lineup, man. I mean, I would have, Mookie, Seager, and this is all depending on whether or not they can handle the positions. It's tough to make position changes during the season. But look, I mean, the fact that you tried Jock Peterson at first base means everything's on the table at this point as far as trying to find what the optimal lineup is. And look, I'm telling you, Keibert Ruiz is a special bat. This guy looks like a potential monster at the big league level. I'm telling you, he's the Keibert, okay? He's the big Keibert, okay? He's Ruiz-y money out there. And look, imagine having him at catcher, Will Smith at third, and Corey Seager at short for now, at least. Zach McKinstry at second, Justin Turner at first. In the outfield, A.J. Pollock, Cody Bellinger, and Mookie Betts. I mean, that to me, I mean, if Will Smith can get it together, and he's showing signs that he is. I mean, imagine him. He's played some third. He's played some. I think he's played some second too. Played some first. So I mean, Dave Roberts said though that the catchers are only catching. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But Dogecoin to the moon. Okay, the Dodgers' best signing bullpen. Wise can't even play until next year. Tommy Kahnle. Yeah, he's a dog. Maybe late this year. Who knows? What's a bunt? Adam, that's a good question. Adam 818. Our problems are deeper than Rios. Exactly. That's what I've been trying to preach here. Roach, put a camera in center field and create a system to relay this. Oh man, dude, you're too much, man. I love it though. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting idea. I think that we'd have different opinions towards Dave Roberts if guys hadn't done that. If it was lights, camera, trashing down there in H-Town. R.I.P. Dodger Dogs. Yeah, maybe it's the Farmer John jinx. Who knows? J. Cruz 22 over on YouTube. D-Mac, you think Keibert Ruiz should be called up for a bench bat? I mean, I definitely think that. Look, I said it 2 weeks ago on the YouTube channel. I mean, I'm interested in seeing this guy get more opportunities because his bat to ball skills, his ability to hit. You see, he's confident at the plate. He's got a. I mean, the way he get that bat through the zone, the way he does, the hands, the power that he possesses. I mean, this guy. To me, he's ready for the show, okay? And that's the bottom line with Keibert Ruiz. Yes, the Dodgers, they have their catchers right now. Austin Barnes, we know the relationship he has with Clayton Kershaw, Dave Roberts as the personal catcher, whatever. And but look, I mean, this is not the DH era, okay? I mean, you got the pitcher batting again. We can't afford basically where it's 7 of the 9 opportunities on offense are all we're getting, and then those 7 guys are slumping up and down the order, save for a couple guys right now. So I think that. Look, I mean, if things continue to slide, at this rate, maybe they sustain a couple more injuries, the Dodgers definitely need to look for some shakeups. And you got to put guys in there that are going to perform. You can only give guys so many opportunities, like the Edwin Rioses of the world. Even I hate to say at this point, Gavin Lux, I'm looking at you, man. I'm looking at you, Gavin Lux. I mean, it was nice to see him get a couple hits earlier today. I think he went 2 for 3. Tonight, 0 for 3. And the thing about Gavin Lux is that the slugging's not there. I mean, the doubles, the hard contact was there early in the year, but that started to slide as well. So I'm just kind of worried about Gavin Lux and when the light switch is going to turn on for him and things are just going to click into place. I want it to happen. Love the guy. Think he works hard at his craft, and I think that it looks pretty. I mean, anytime he puts his bat on the baseball, it looks pretty. But unfortunately, when Zach McKinstry comes back, I don't even think – I don't know about this runway thing with Gavin Lux, but, when Zach McKinstry is back, he's in that lineup. He's not a utility player anymore, in my opinion. Yes, they're going to find different ways to attack him with the reps and when he takes more at-bats, but still, until he's got to prove me he doesn't have it first versus the other way around. And same goes for Matt Beatty and the rest of the gang out there that even Sheldon Noisy of late has been swinging a much better bat. But Lux, no power. Barnes, no power. Bad hitting is contagious. That's from Jamie, or is it Jaime or Hernandez? My bad, dude. Hamilton, we got Gavin Lux is a Friedman overrated prospect. Oh, that's Hamilton's the guy always trolling me on Twitter, which is all good, by the way. I'm cool with that. Hey, man, it's all love. Roach, this will all be forgotten once we go on another 43-7 run. Roach, I hope that's the case. I think it's definitely possible. When is Cody back? That's from Dave. It sounds like it's all about just having that swelling go down, and he's taking swings. And I think that it seems like it's relatively imminent right now. So he's definitely going to be back much sooner than a Zach McKinstry, which is still weeks away. But Cody is going to be back soon. The current team is not going 43-7. That's from Paul Vaughn over on YouTube. Hamilton, how about having a fire sale period? I'm not ready to punt on 2021 yet. I still feel good about us winning the World Series. Hanging the cleats up from Ray F. The turnaround will start tomorrow with butane. I like it. Brian just coming in here, bringing in the butane energy. I was going to give you some fire, but not sure what's wrong with my thing. Pure pain, man. Yeah, man. I'm in Spain without the S, right? But yeah, so bottom of the 6th inning. Want to get into this, and we'll get back into your comments here. D-Mac as a bench coach, man. I'd be in that Dodgers dugout, man. Just trying to get you guys the real inside info about what's going on in there. Man, I might go in there, take some hacks myself, man. Give me a uniform. I'm pretty sure that I have a better chance at hitting a baseball right now than getting a single right now than Edwin Rios. I hate to say it, hate to be that guy, but honestly, man, just time went up. I've had some big hits in T-ball, so I mean, I'm sure that would translate. Rios needs to go back to AAA. Do you think it's time to get rid of Muncy? Never been a big fan of him, Josh. I wouldn't say it's time to get rid of him. I would say that it's. I think that with guys like Matt Beatty playing much better of late in his ability to handle first base, I think that I hope that Max Muncy unlocks something today, and this will springboard him into going on a run. Because, like I said, I mean, dating back to last season, including this season, he's hitting 177. So that's just not and the on-base percentage is what he is. He is Max Muncy, you know that. And the guy can get you big home runs in the postseason. You saw what he did. He was actually cold in the first couple rounds, NLDS and the wild card series. But in the NLCS, had his best series. He also had a big home run there, had a big jack in the World Series. So Beatty hurt. He's not playing. No, he was totally fine. Tom Brinson over on Facebook, I want a refund for buying the MLB baseball package just so I could watch the Dodgers. Yeah, it's rough right now, but trust me, I mean, it's a long season, and that doesn't mean these losses aren't significant. But I think the Dodgers, you got to turn around at some point, right? Bottom of the sixth inning, though. So Sogard reached on an infield single. Walters single to left. Baez grounded into a fielder's choice, but Walters was saved after the Rios error, and Marisnik advanced to third, and you saw it. He was trying to range into his left. That little three-hopper there just kind of hit the heel of his glove. 3 errors today in both games combined. And then Blake Trinity struck out Bryant looking. And then the 2-2 count with the bases loaded to Rizzo. He gets Rizzo swinging. And give this to bullpen credit. Give it Trevor Bauer and his bullpen credit. Up until that point, they were 0 for 15 with runners in the scoring position, were the Cubs. Then a soft single, a lot of soft singles. And then Trinity gets out of a bases-loaded jam. So big time by Blake to get it done and keep the Dodgers in this game when it looked like they were going to blow it up against them. It looked like they were just going to we're going to really just blow it wide open. And thankfully, this Dodger bullpen was able to make some big pitches and some big sequences and keep the Dodgers in this one to the point where they had themselves a 3-1 lead later in the game. So top of the 7th inning, 2-2 count, hard of the plate, 95-mile-per-hour fastball, and Max Muncy able to go deep. So that was big. That was able to tie things up at 1. And then the bottom of the 7th, so a 3-2 count, pitch to Bodie, gets him to fly to center. He walks Hayward on a 3-2 count. And then this is with Kenley Jansen in the game, by the way. And the thing is, they were just not hitting Kenley Jansen. He just couldn't throw strikes. And early on, but he got bailed out there. He got bailed out by that Vargas double play that ended the inning. Then top of the 8th inning, Gavin Lux, he grounded to third. Rios advanced to third on the play. And then Edwin Rios, he scores on a wild pitch to give the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. Dylan Maples, he throws one of the worst pitches you're going to see all year. And they were able to get a run on that one. Rios scores on that one to give the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. Then on a 2-0 count, JT cranks a bomb to left, 368 feet, 7th of the year. He's now on pace for 36 home runs. His career high, he hit 27 twice in his career, 2016 and 2019. That gave LA a 3-1 lead. That's going to be enough, right? That should be enough, right? That much-needed insurance run should have gotten the Dodgers out of this one. Well, bottom of the 8th, Marisnik grounded to short for the first out. Walters struck out swinging for the second out. I thought, hey, Mitch White, you're going in there, you're doing his thing. Then on a 1-0 count, Baez hit a tank on a fastball. The velo was way down. It was clocking it at 90. He was hitting 94. So I don't know what happened on that pitch, but they tied things up at 3. And then he walks Contreras, but was able to get Chris Bryant to pop out to first for the third out. So he was able to get out of that one. You saw what happened there in the 9th. Austin Barnes, he strikes out swinging with runners on first and second. And, didn't really feel good about the Dodgers in that situation. Really just weren't able to capitalize with Austin Barnes at the plate, unfortunately. Can't expect too much from a guy that's, he hovers around the Mendoza line. You guys like to call it the Rios line, apparently. Then in the bottom of the 9th, Clevenger comes in. He gets Rizzo to ground to shortstop. That advances Bryant to third. And then Bodie, he singled to right goes over Betts' head, and the day went to the Cubs. Cubs get the victory by a score of 4-3. The Dodgers lose again. Another crushing late-inning loss for the Dodgers. But back into the comment, I don't even know how many minutes this show is now. I'm pretty sure it's surpassed an hour because we did have our power out in the first hour. So a couple of last takes. Do you think will the Dodgers turn it around? Will the Dodgers get on a new winning streak tomorrow? I think with Walker Buehler on the mound, he did struggle in his last start against the Reds late. I mean, it was really late in that game when he struggled, unfortunately. And I think Walker Buehler is the guy that can play the stopper, of course. He's really one of the best pitchers in the game, especially when you need a win. And the Dodgers are definitely desperate to get back in that win column because it is sliding in a hurry. Things are getting bad pretty quickly. They've lost 4. They're 4-12 in their last 16. I mean, that is just. I mean, we were riding a high, 13-12. Everything was going right. Hey, man, if you guys can tell, you guys got to be honest. I mean, early in the year, I saw a lot of you guys talking about 120 wins, 132 wins. I was telling you, slow down. Just slow down a little bit because I was a little bit worried about first 162-game season after a 60-game season, depth in the bullpen, a lot of question marks on this team. I was saying something around 104 wins. Ultimately, I went with 104 wins. But like I said, it's all about the postseason. Give me your. We'll end on this. Give me your record for the Dodgers' next 10 games. How will the Dodgers do in their next 10 games? You guys will have a little receipt here. If you call it, you can go to our YouTube channel and show that you had your take on it. So here we go. Fire Friedman and hire me as a new GM. That's Wilson Zelda. How many more games? We got fire Dave Roberts. How much do you blame Roberts, Dave, Xander? I mean, manager's got to take the heat. I mean, is the manager going to go out there and swing the bat for you? No. But when the game is close, usually I would go out there and say, oh, it's the manager, it's the player. It's a player's game, and it definitely is. But when the margin of losing is so thin, Dave Roberts has to wear some of these losses, and there's no question about it. Matt Beatty, you want to ride the hot hand of Matt Beatty. Keibert Ruiz, he was able to get that home run early in the game, in the first game. I think you have to just give a spark and make a splash, and he's loyal to a fault. Unfortunately, that is his MO. But if we're just kind of not being emotionally knee-jerk reaction to the moment, this is a manager that I'm pretty sure by the end of the season, the Dodgers will win the NL West, and I'm pretty sure by the end of the season, the Dodgers will be in the mix to win the World Series, and you really want to mess with that level of success. So I think his biggest strength is his buy-in, and the guys, they understand how to weather the storm and keep an even keel in a long season. You got to take these losses. That's what it is. You saw what the Nationals were able to do in 2019. They had a horrid start to that season. So it's important to not overreact to each and every loss, but when it comes to some of the things he's doing tactically, like I said, I wanted to see a veteran pitcher out there today late in that game. I don't want to see Mitchell White out there when he gave up the lead against the Brewers. He gave up the lead against the Brewers, and you're putting him out there in another situation. Edwin Rios really has no business on the diamond at this point right now, unfortunately. But would I want the Dodgers to fire Dave Roberts? Absolutely not. I'm not even close to being there. And I think that we're going to have to ride this out for a little longer and see what happens. But here we go. No way, Doug. They will not win anything with this current roster. That's from Hamilton over on Periscope. Do you guys believe Hamilton? What do you think? We got 101 and 61. That's from Justin Lamas over on YouTube. We got Aaron Rodgers has been traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers for Edwin Rios and Gavin Lux per unanimous source. Raphael. That's what I was saying, man. Didn't I say it a couple weeks ago? I could see him as a bullpen piece. I'm just saying. We got we're gonna be the wild card team from Adam. We'll end on this. What's your confidence level right now? The Dodgers will still end up winning the NL West on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm still at a 9. I have to be honest with you. We got Dave Roberts has my support as long as he keeps winning the division. Justin Lamas, Josh Keibert, and Eddie for Hater, who says no. I think they can find a way to find. That's the number one. That's the top prospect there for Hater. He is under some team control for some more time, but I'm not so sure I'm ready to let go of Keibert Ruiz at this point. I'm really not. I really I would be more in favor of finding a way to do a position change with Will Smith. And that's not anything against Will Smith. I think that Keibert Ruiz is going to be a better defensive catcher, but I also think that Will Smith can be a more special hitter in that situation too. So as painful as it is, a long season. That's from Orthodox. You got 8 from Jose Mata, a 6. This is your level of confidence. The Dodgers will win the NL West. A 9.5 from Dr. Cannibal. 6 out of 10 is my confidence from Jay Cruz, 22 over on YouTube. We got a 3 over from Matty Man Dodge over on YouTube. No chance over on YouTube. Matty Man 5. We got 6 and 4 over the next 10 games. Angels, Mariners, and Marlins coming up. Eric, yeah, good point. We got the Angels, who all tend to play the Dodgers well. Mariners have turned out to be a pretty solid team, but that'll be at home. Look, man, I think it's still early. I mean, these games are. I'm not even really looking at the quality of opponent really at this point, but I mean, I think that that offense looked putrid against Hendricks today. I really don't think we have enough time to get into that. But Will Smith has 0 power hitting. Come on, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Why do you think? Well, I mean, why do you? I disagree with that. I disagree with that, my man 5150 Rams. I mean, I think Will Smith is capable. I think Will Smith is a 30 home run guy, really. But here we go. And look, I mean, and he's a guy too. I mean, really, does he have any business? Does he have any business trading? Splitting all his time based on where he's at in his career. I think that's another thing that's kind of hurt Will Smith. But I mean, look, you're talking about a guy. Even this year, hasn't even gone off to his best start. Heading into today's action, he was hitting 243 with a 140 OPS plus, 3 home runs. Last year, 164 OPS plus and a 980 OPS. So, I mean, I'm still a big believer on Will Smith. Roxanne Smith is a golden boy. Trout and Ohtani are an awesome show. Heck yeah, any club would want them. Corbin Burns to the Dodgers. Dr. Cannibal. LOL, do you smoke weed every day, Doug, from Hannibal? I like that. 5150 and Hamilton. Never stop your trolling ways, man. Do you? We need Belly back. Max Kuhn. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we do. I mean, you were talking about personality, this and that. Belly definitely brings that in spades. Just having him, I think that he's definitely some guy the Dodgers need back in short order here. Roach, trade Rios and Lux for a Big Mac and a McFlurry. I like it. Justin Lamas, this team needs the DH back. Can we get it back in July? Haha. It's a really good point there because not only does that present more weapons for the Dodgers offensively, but it also takes some of the managerial issues and tactical disadvantages the Dodgers may have at times with Dave Roberts out of his hands and more decisions to make. So it's a fair point. Those stats don't remotely support Will Smith's cause, friend. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't think Will Smith isn't a 30 home run guy, if he's able to get close to 500 at bats, I don't know what to tell you. But here we go. Belly faded 24/7. Time to DFA Muncie in front of JT. We should trade Gavin Lux right now that he has some value. He's been the big hype only. New Burgers, Z-Mac, D-Mac. Yeah, they need to call up Josiah Gray. Marco, interesting take right there. I think they're interested to see how he fares in the first couple months at OKC. If he's able to look the part. He did struggle with walks a little bit during spring training. Didn't look his best, flashed some of that electric stuff, but I think he's going to need a little more seasoning before you see him up. But we'll see. If these injuries continue to stack up, they might not have a choice at some point. You're only loving Smith because he looks like you, brother. Matty Man Dodge. Hey, man. Look, man, he's my twin brother. Nah, it's funny how I hear that sometimes. But, yeah, D-Mac, if we keep I might get one of these. It's not even working. We got Jose Amado. What trades would you make? Still early, but I'm working on something for you guys. We can get into trades like crazy pretty soon, though. Read off Will Smith slugging this year. This year, Will Smith slugging 486, down from 579 last year. I mean, I don't know why you're attacking Will Smith for some reason. There's a lot of other guys that I'd be more focused on if I were you at the moment. Instead of Will Smith. I mean, we look at Will Smith last. Where Will Smith's at last 15 days. He's still trying to get up there. 814 OPS, 9 for his last 36. But you're seeing 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. So that's why I'm a big fan of Will Smith. Is his ability to get extra base hits. But Will Smith has an evil Jesse from Toy Story eyes. Oh, man. Hey, Scott Schultz, I can't unsee that now, man. You got me with that one. Yankees won. Keibert Ruiz from Wilson Zelda. Roberts is terrible. No kidding. Smith has been good at the plate. About to be 1-9 on the road trip. Yikes. We got, and I have it, trust me, don't be fooled. The talent keeps the managers around. Mattingly was here and lost with the Marlins last season, was fluky. Do you think was Dave Roberts given the keys to a Bentley? Yes, he was. I mean, there's no question about that. Why? That's what I said. I mean, that is considered power, my man. 51-50 Rams. You like the move with never mind. EB, fire Dave Roberts for his dumb coaching decisions. I still blame him for the Nationals game and the championship games, the Game 5 of the World Series with the Astros. Yeah, I mean, we could probably do a whole show on that one. Mookie will be fine. He's the least of our worries. Yeah, don't worry too much about Mookie Betts. I mean, Mookie Betts, 235, 12 for his last 51. I mean, he did have that big home run. Kind of unlucky on some of these great defensive plays against him. But, yeah, he's a guy who will tell you, he'll be the first guy to tell you he needs to turn it up. In the course of his career, he's kind of been more of a slow starter. But he even got it to a slow start last year right at the very beginning with the Dodgers. So, do you think Mookie will hit above 250 this year? Shit, I hope so. Man, I hope so. If he ends the year hitting 250, we're going to have some major problems, especially for a guy that signed a $365 million contract. But Jay Cruz, D-Mac of the Dodgers, keep playing like this. Do you think Bauer opts out? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he would opt out, it would mean that he doesn't want to take these one-year deals, right? If he would opt out, would he opt out to take a 7-year deal, 6-year deal, something in that range? You know, if he pitches wire to wire, gives you 175 plus innings or anything in that world and dominates, we could be looking at 200 plus million dollar contract. But that would go against what he said for the 1-year contracts, and making $40 and $45 million a year makes a lot of sense. And I think that Bauer, I don't anticipate him opting out, but anything's possible, especially with Trevor Bauer. And I still expect the Dodgers to have a really good season and contend for a World Series title. But bring back Luis Cruz from Roach. I agree Mookie will hit 250, but let's hope for 300. You are right, you're all right, Doug. I like giving you a hard time, LOI. Trust me, man. I love it too, man. Keep doing your thing. I was going to ask you, how do you feel about Matthew Stafford? I mean, you like that move? Roberts isn't the decision maker, just the voice on field. Mookie, I mean, there is definitely something to that. Play Muncy at second, Smith at first, Taylor at left. Yeah, guys, we kind of went way over on this one. I wasn't sure how long we were on the first one, so try to do an hour, get you guys all your takes in so you guys can let off some steam. Trust me, I'm just as I'm feeling the same way as you guys. We're going through this together. Sky's not falling yet, but I mean, you see, you start to get worried. You start to get worried with their performance of late. The Dodgers lose and another close game, another crushing defeat at the very end. But we'll be back again this week. I think Sunday or later in this week. We'll be back Sunday for you guys. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Hope you guys have some good times tomorrow. Do a shot at tequila for me. We'll let these losses. We'll live through these losses and brighter days ahead, hopefully. But you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. Be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. I'll be dropping videos about all this stuff in the next couple days, so you're going to want to check for that. Be sure to check the flagship show, the Blue Heaven Podcast, hosted by Mr. Clint Pasillas and Brooke Smith, the senior editors here at Dodgers Nation. 3 Up, 3 Down, my man Eric Yulu. That show's straight fire. Definitely check for that Saturdays. And, yeah, for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. For the latest Dodgers Nation T-shirts, go to gearup.la. But, yeah, it's going to do it for me, guys. Another tough loss. See you guys next time. Remember, nothing brings us together, good or bad, like Dodgers baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball. What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Score! Riley a double play. Dodgers have won it all.